There was a really interesting study that was done, I think over 10 years ago now, that showed that emotional intelligence was actually a better indicator or leading indicator of success than IQ was, right? And that, for some people, can be a shocker. And then for others of us, we're like, no, that makes sense. You see enough very, very smart people that are not very successful, and you get it. So how do we develop our emotional intelligence? I think by slowing down and become more present, become more aware of ourselves and the other. It's an exercise in awareness. One, becoming more aware of what we're experiencing. So getting good at labeling our emotions so that we can describe what it is we're experiencing. So depending on how emotionally intelligent somebody is, they may label everything anger, for instance, and they describe whatever they're feeling as anger. Or maybe they don't even give it a name. They just, describe it in a word or a expression, like there's no ability to express what they're feeling. Well, that's somebody we would say has a pretty low level of self-awareness and thus probably not very emotionally aware. So beginning to understand and be able to put words to the emotions that we're feeling and where we are feeling them is a great step towards becoming more emotionally aware. Also becoming more aware of the other and beginning to become more aware of their emotional place and what they're experiencing in the moment can also be very useful, especially if you're a coach, a teacher, you're in sales, you're in leadership. Your ability to read the room and understand what the emotional state of the room is really important. Now, I think most of us come in, if not everyone, comes in with a pretty good built-in sense of emotional intelligence, but we diminish it over time and we mute it. So for instance, when you were a kid, you probably knew pretty darn well if you walked into the room whether one of your parents was upset or not, especially mom, right? If you came home after school and mom was upset, you may not even see her. She may be upstairs in another room, but as soon as you walk in the door of the house, you're like, ooh, you could literally feel it. What happens though, sometimes as a coping strategy, we then turn off this because we don't want to experience it or we don't want to feel it, especially with people that are more empathic. One of the ways they deal with it is by trying to numb it and turn it off because they don't like what they're experiencing because they haven't developed the gift enough to know what to do with it, so they just ignore it. And so taking the time to actually label and understand your emotions and what others are experiencing, and that means slowing down, is a huge step towards becoming more emotionally intelligent. Hope that helps.